So I've just sent a new client some homework before we actually start our coaching relationship. And actually, as I did it, I thought actually it might be quite helpful just to give out to anyone who subscribes to this channel, really just so that maybe you can get a bit of an insight into the kind of things that might be some low-hanging fruit within your business too. So there are 4 flip charts behind me, and I'll explain them as I did to this client that's just coming on board. So the first one is really just a way of looking at the 4 key aspects of any business. So when I ask people to think about business, it can be quite hard sometimes just thinking about business as a whole. So by breaking it down into its constituent parts, it becomes a little bit easier to focus your attention and then think through particular areas like this. So we've got marketing and sales, getting the work, operations, doing the work, finance and admin, which is getting paid for the work, and then people, which is the people involved in the business. So what I'm asking you to do here is just give yourself 10-15 minutes to think about all of the things in marketing and sales, for example, that are either known issues that you know about in the business, might be opportunities that you're looking to knock over, priorities that you've got in that area of your business. Get them all down, exhaust yourself of all the things that you want to be doing in the next 12 months. Okay, and again, that might look like a 4-box matrix on a bit of paper. It might be actually one full bit of paper for each heading. Doesn't matter, but just get that list first of all. Similarly, do it for operations in terms of the actual, moving the product or service, through the pipe, so to speak. What are all the things that are important there? It might be, as I say, issues that you've got. It might be challenges. It might be opportunities or priorities. Whatever it is, get them down. Similarly for the financials, you might be looking to change accountant. You might need to get your zero reconciled more fully, get some management accounting, get some KPIs for the business. Who knows? Again, get a nice long list there. And similarly, people, what about the contracts for your team? Have you got a good recruitment process? Are there some challenging people that you need to have some conversations with? Get it all down. And what that allows you to do is then look at everything that's going on in your head, get it out of your head and onto paper. And then what we can start to do is look at prioritizing. Okay, where are some of the quick wins? What are some of the things that would have a big impact that we could actually get knocked over quite quickly? And then also then starts to help us plan out, well, when can we attack some of these things? Because we can't do everything right away, even though that would be probably your natural inclination to want to do all these things. Some things might just have to be spread out, not for Q1 of the year. Some things you might not get to until Q4, but that's okay. I'd rather you actually had them out your head on paper and we could start to plan them out. So that's one of the first things I like to help people to do. The second thing is making sure that we are we're buttoned down in terms of the way we're actually pricing our job. So this was for more of a trades-based business, but the principles apply. And really, we just want to make sure, from a labour and a materials perspective, we're looking good. So anything that we're pricing, we know that we're pricing at a rate that is right for our business. I've seen it all too often where we haven't quite got the pricing right at the start, and actually it's making only modest profit, or even in some shocking instances a loss. Well, there's no point in actually doing anything around marketing, growing the business, when all it means is you're going to be making a bigger loss quicker. So what I want to make sure is that in the materials, what's the cost price of what it is that we're buying? Are we buying in at the best price? Can we negotiate? Can we get a better rate to buy at? And then what does the markup, look like or the margin that we're looking for on the materials? Is there an opportunity for us to increase that? That's the first thing. And then on labour, are we accounting for everything that goes into employing a person? So as well as the wage itself, national insurance, pension, any insurances, holidays, what about non-chargeable time? Is there a contribution to overhead? Of course, when these guys and girls go out to do their work, they have to pay for themselves, but they also have to then effectively log back a contribution to pay for all the other stuff that the business needs to kind of pay for in overheads. And then, are you also building in an appropriate profit margin into kind of what it is that we're looking to do? So I want to make sure that we've got our pricing right as well. Let's look into the financials as well. So again, if you haven't got a good handle on your accounts, we really need to get there. So this is looking at some key ratios within the business. Now, there's lots of ratios. I'm only interested at the moment in these 5, which is really everything is as a percentage of sales or turnover. So in this instance, we're looking at materials. That tends to be one of the big expenditure groupings that on a P&L. So as a percentage of sales, what is that on materials? Similarly, wages or salaries, what's that as a percentage of sales? What about marketing? What's that as a percentage of sales? Now, there might be other things that are specific to your business that are big, important expenses. Fine, we'll apply that as the same logic to that. What is that as a percentage of sales? Again, gross profit, net profit. Let's look at those things, and maybe as you're going through that, spot what might not be in order right now on your P&L. But we should be looking at that from in the last financial year, what were the percentages? In the current financial year, what are they? And are there any ups and downs, any changes that need to be addressed? And then the last one is a thing called the diamond matrix. And quite simply, this is a bit of a challenge that says, imagine you had no ability to get any new customers, but you were tasked with growing your business. Well, how would you do it? Well, you'd have to look at your existing customer base first of all, and then say, okay, how are they interacting with our business? So, imagine going back into your business and saying, okay, who are all the customers that we've got or had in the past? So that's a spreadsheet with a big long list of customers down this way, and then along the top, all the products or services, or maybe the categories or product groupings that you've got in your business, and then just put them along the top. And all we're really doing is by customer saying, okay, customer number 1 is buying product number 1 from us. They're not buying product number 2 from us, but they are buying product 3, and so on and so forth. So you can start to identify where we're currently doing business, but actually which products or services might there actually be an opportunity to represent that to the customer to say, actually, we can help you in this area as well. So that gives you a bit of a customer specific set of opportunities. But then if you flip it the other way, you can also then look down, as you do that analysis by your whole customer base, you can then start to see, okay, well, my word, we need to do a bit of a marketing exercise to our existing customers on product 1, because there's a lot of opportunity in getting that product into deeper distribution within our customer base. So we call that the diamond matrix. And again, that's a really good way of just seeing what's right on your doorstep. For want of a way of connecting with the customers or marketing to them in a more effective way, just what is the size of that opportunity that's right in front of you. So those are 4 quick things that you can get started on that will give you a good bit of analysis and actually some insight into your own business to say, right, what are some of the priority areas that we can get started on quickly as we start coaching. So I hope that's helpful to you, and if you've got any questions on this or anything else in business, just get in touch. Be delighted to help you if I possibly can. All the best.